Your royal status beseeches me. Now, what the fuck does beseeches mean? Now, let us see, shall we? Hello, everyone. Don't worry, I'm going to get my microphone real soon, and I know I tend to forget my microphone. But today is a new day, and we're going to be doing things just a little bit differently around here. Now sit your ass! I have arrived, and I have arrived with my artwork. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be painting. When I say we, everybody needs some sort of form of getting rid of whatever we've got pent up inside. And I don't know if you can tell with the chaos, if you even consider it as chaos, right? These glasses make me feel a type of way. Can you tell? I feel a lot more I'm here to get shit done type vibes. And yes, I did buy them. And no, I don't have eye problems. This is for entertainment. Entertainment purposes. Okay? It is also for me to exude a different type of vibe. Now, I don't know if you have noticed, but I feel a lot more confident, and maybe it is because of my shirt. You know, I look quite professional, or you know what is considered professional. Like I don't know where this material comes from, and honestly, I'm a bit scared to check before I feel a bit judged. Right? Judged. Yes, I said it. Okay, no, but seriously, guys, good morning. I thought I would give us a quick reading beforehand. Why are we doing a reading, Angie? Because, my darling, we're going to start today fresh, right? We're going to start today with a different lens. All right? Let's get into it. I all of a sudden just got so excited for some reason. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm feeling the energy. Okay, beautiful card here. We have the 8, and the sun is coming. Hello, sun. Hello. This is not me catcalling the sun to come out a bit more, but encouraging it. Hello, sun. We love you. Thank you so much for being here, for shining. But, you know, that's the type of vibes that I'm getting here. Like, this girl is also looking up. And also, excuse me for my accent. And I don't really know why I'm excusing myself for that. But it is an accent that I've been wanting to do, all right? And I know you can't just rob people's accents and make them your own. I know. This is a British accent. And I'm saying it for those who don't know. I'm sure you do, though. And, I literally learned it from, of course, a little bit from my father's friends, Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, and other English movies, or British movies with, you know, featuring British actors and actresses. Okay, so the feeling that I'm getting is that you're starting to be a bit more free, okay, with what's in your heart. Look at all these letters in there. Like, to me, they're sort of all of these scrambled letters that are inside of you and that are just craving to be put together and to be released. For some reason, that's coming through, right? This might be very significant to people who are writers, people who are also creators, people who are ordinary people. Honestly, like, I'm not even going to try and fucking seclude people because we are all human, and this is the 8th card of this suit, What does that mean, infinity? It means we're all really connected. Do you see the way the letters, they float up into the air like the freaking molecules that we breathe out of our bodies? Okay, what we take in, the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, the freaking nitrogen, our body decides to selectively absorb the oxygen so that we can take that in and breathe. Right? These glasses are really doing something. Like I'm sorry for people's ears. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah, and what's beautiful here is that you are also surrounded by pink flowers. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Alright? We're here for the coincidences and we take them as signs. Not all of them. Darling. Not all of them. And I know we know that. But we're allowed to be in our seeker of magic stage, okay? And I think that's exactly what you are doing, what you have been doing, and what's going to lead you to your success, okay? What I'm getting is that you're also sleeping so much better. There might be things under you, okay? I'm getting Princess and the P. There might be a few things underneath you, or there might have been things underneath you. Right? Sleeping. So it might be something like your book. It might be something like a pen or whatever you like, other things. And whatever that thing is, it is connected to whatever you're creating, right? And however you woke up this morning, if you didn't have anything physically in your bed, when I say that, I also don't really mean a person, but if it is a person for you, sure. But there's something about that also in your mind, in your sleep, in your dream state, there's some type of processing going on. There's some type of recognition. How do I even describe this? There's some type of recognition when it comes to whatever's in your bed with you, but you're alright with it. It's like sleeping with something in your heart or sleeping with something in your mind that feels like a pee in your bed. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, even if you do go in your bed and there is really nothing there, but you sleep and it feels like, or in your mind, in your head, in your dreams, you feel like there's still something, discomfort. There's some discomfort with where you're lying, or, and because this card is also dealing with stability, I mean, it's got the number 4 on there. What I'm also getting is that you finally likely also got a good night's sleep, and is also likely why you feel energized. If you feel energized, and if you don't feel energized, my darling, I really hope that we can energize you, okay? Wow! All of a sudden, I just got a wave of people who might be watching this and be like, agora ela tem óculos, ela nem tá blind. Agora ela tem novo t-shirt. Comprou aonde? Ela tá feliz. Oh, bro, vamos lá apanhar uma sort of maneira para estragar. Tu achas que eu não sabe? Que eu não sabe. Que eu não sei. It's been a while since I spoken Portuguese, né? Porra, pá. But, okay. So, I know I said all of that in Portuguese, and I know people are going to come after me and be like, oh my god, what type of Portuguese is that? It's not even accurate Portuguese. Learn how to speak Portuguese. Eu sou moçambicana. I am half Mozambican. right? I grew up in Mozambique for 13 years. My mother is Mozambican. Now, unfortunately, I was not taught our local language, so whatever I know is because of listening and asking sometimes. All right. And yes, I do speak a few other languages, and as I was learning other languages, I forgot. Yes, I forgot. I forgot a lot of Portuguese because Portuguese was my first language that I learned. Okay? And then I learned English, and I went to an international school, and all of a sudden Portuguese just was not giving. Portuguese was just not hitting. It was a pain in my fucking ass. Every class, and I'm not saying every class, some classes were fucking bearable, of course, and everyone was there, and I wasn't the only one, so it was alright, right? Yeah, no, there was something about even my mind then, younger me was like, colonialist language, why are we still listening? Why are we still trying to learn? We fought for independence for a reason. To keep our culture. To remember our culture. But to remember who we are as a people ancestrally. Why is that important? Because, at times identity, when people can find themselves, how do I say, in a form of identity, alright? Like, people tend to look for who they are. Internally, externally, whether that be trying to get advice from someone, or when I say advice, like what people tell you, if it's a compliment, if it's anything. But that's not really important right now. However, it was important to mention or to say, small conversations are things that I admire, alright? I also, when it comes to my editing, I know we were going to go back to this, but when it comes to my editing, when it comes to the way that I work, it is very much, I have the idea. It's either we're going to write a script for it slightly, and then we're going to follow the script, or we're just going to rock and roll, baby. We're just going to do what we're feeling, okay? And that makes a lot of sense. And what I was saying about my videos, right? I'm not just saying what I do here on YouTube, because what I do here on YouTube, it is very much so just bleh, like bleh. And I know that other people don't like that, because it's also like I'm not trying to really make you comfortable, right? I'm not really trying to, that's not, when I say I'm not trying to make you feel comfortable, I mean, I'm going to create the way that I naturally feel like I create, and will do my best to, find aspects of myself that I can, and maybe have that be something that fits the style of things a bit better. So, these glasses, they're already helping me with bringing up my energy again, okay? Giving me a different perspective of the world. In a way, literally, but also more about myself, right? 4 eyes. I know. But yeah, 4 eyes, okay? Because it almost feels like, I don't know, I feel like Sherlock Holmes. I feel like somebody who's, on top of their shit. soon, baby, because I've got a few details on this painting. We're going to do a few more cards and then we're going to get on with it, alright? So this is also like a conversation just between me and you. You know, if you have a cup of water, if you've got tea, if you've got coffee, hot chocolate, ceremonial cacao. I don't know why I said ceremonial cacao, because obviously you're going to do it in a ceremonial or ritualistic sort of way. Unless you're somebody who bought it and is really excited about it and is now wanting to drink it because you're soon going to be in a trance or so. It's up to you. I know this is really specific, but actually you might be somebody who did a ritual yesterday. And that's as far as I'm going to take it. Because we've got here the Queen of Wands, a very creative woman, okay? Someone who creates with beautiful intention, okay? Intention connected to one's emotions. We see here the King of Cups, very stable, very much so in his throne and going with the flow. So as I was saying about the channel, right, about what I do and videos that I post, it feels a lot like this. Or at least today it's feeling like that, especially for you, right? It's either that you're getting into this, or right now I feel like you're either about to paint or you're about to write, or you were planning on doing something that relies on you expressing what is inside of you. So all of the things that have been jumbled up, scrambled up, like shoved, it almost feels like a closet. Okay, you know, some people's closets or floors tend to be where all of these things are chucked on. Clothes, shoes, hair, whatever, brushes, everything. So there's a type of, you know, organized messiness. But it is still a bit fucking like you do need to go and pick everything up and sort of select what's dirty and select what's clean, select what's yours, select what maybe isn't yours and something that you borrowed. It's something around these lines, right? So that's what I'm seeing. And also, once again, with the dream here, I feel like you did do a lot of that in your sleep, as we were mentioning. Okay, it is what also allowed you to, for example, this morning, wake up in a completely different mind state. When I say wake up in a completely different mind state, I mean, yeah, like grounding yourself in the present moment. Grounding yourself in a lot of things in your life. Because when I say grounding yourself in a lot of things, I'm not trying to say like only today you are grounded and tomorrow no. This is like somebody who also got a few wake-up calls, okay? Yesterday, likely you got a lot of wake-up calls, judgment calls, you even calling yourself out. If you know you believe in that, but the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, they've been trying to tell you something magnificent, something courageous, something that you're building that you don't even know how fucking impactful it's going to be. I wanted to cry just now. Whoa. Sorry. It gets a bit emotional here. And you know how beautifully we managed to experience that feeling. Okay, it's reminding me very much of this King of Cups here. Despite certain emotions really wanting to come out, right, of this cup, steaming hot, ready to evaporate, to enter the world, to become one, just like the way these letters are coming out, right? It's like you're a steam engine, and now coal, and I know it's a bit maybe it's not a good idea to say coal. Okay, we want to use more renewable resources, but yeah, definitely some sort of system that allows water to be heated and to produce heat. So nuclear system. I'm getting nuclear power station. I'm getting nuclear bomb. And a nuclear bomb can also be biological, baby. For everyone contains nuclei. Nuclei. Okay, everybody's got nuclei in their cells. So we've got a whole bunch of nuclear bombs. And why do I say nuclear bombs? Because of our DNA. There are certain people who carry very, very... The word majestic is coming. Majestic DNA that they're unlocking now, baby. This fell out, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. So there has been an injustice and an injustice when it comes to the inheritance of this knowledge, of this DNA related, nuclear related knowledge that everyone carries in every cell. This is also making me think of Mary stems. Okay. Excuse me. So we also know that food impacts our bodies. Food impacts the way that we think. Food impacts the way that we digest. All of these chemicals that we digest eventually also impact the way that we store, build, create, take in energy, express energy, use it for other things, for growth, for, And I feel like with somebody here, you might not even know it, or you might have been trying. You have been trying to understand. What is my inheritance? Who am I? Who am I? Who are we as a people? And, within this injustice, you took it fucking well, because instead of I don't know, and I don't want to say, but instead of, you see how we were talking about how all of these words are quite, they're like all in there. I mean, not even words, they're letters. Ooh, what I'm also getting is that sometimes with certain people, you've got all the words, letters, sentences, everything inside of you. But when it's time for it to come out, it comes out as fragments. That can also be very significant for you. And that now that is shifting, because there's just something that's clicking, something that's interlocking, something that's just like, yeah, now you're in this stage, now you're in this position that you can just keep going. Now you know what you need to do, and you've always known what you need to do, but there was something, because this thing also opened, there's something in your heart chakra that you managed to release, break free, a key that you managed to open to allow things to come out finally. All of that steam burning your insides, burning to come out. And it's not come out and play. It's to come out and destroy. And I know that sounds very dark, but it came out to destroy the thing that locked it. And now, this destruction does not mean it has to be fucking dramatic or catastrophic or, in any sense, like too much. Or, it can be a very gentle destruction. It's also breaking everything that this caused. Because an injustice, do you think an injustice would have a king of cups or somebody feel, like, wouldn't you get mad? Wouldn't you, like, want to fucking, But I'm not getting that, babe. I feel like you're somebody who feels it internally. That's why this cup is sort of steaming here. But you're somebody who knows how to keep it cool. You're somebody who is aware also. Also with this Queen of Wands here, because she also is somebody who can be very connected to the universe, the elements, herself. And of course, this also doesn't have to mean, like, this also means you if you're a guy watching this. Oh. Right, we are 25, and then I'm gonna leave at 30. When I say leave, we are going to end this reading and we're gonna continue with something else. Wow, we've got the Empress, and it's so funny because today, before this, I was trying to make room on my phone so that I can record, and the Empress was there, and it was a reading that I did as well. And the Empress was there, and I was talking about the magic, the fire. Okay, because the Empress and the Queen of Wands here, so very fiery, passionate, creative, magical energy that bridges between the metaphysical, the conscious, and the physical. Okay, so subconscious and conscious. You allow everything around you to blossom, but you also do not also, because these flowers have eyes. Interesting, because here we've also got a flower and an eye. And of course, like my deck, like I've seen these flowers before, and it's just like, yeah, obviously, like if I'm painting and if I do have the intention to want to put an eye on my flower, I will. And then I'll realize later, like, oh, actually that was also part of this, and like that makes sense because I saw that the other day, and then it sticks in your mind. As I was saying, things get processed also in your sleep, and it can be the smallest details. It can be the smallest things that even provide you one of the biggest answers. So what I'm getting is that you might also be a small thing, a small person, or people might consider you small or look at you as a small person because you didn't really give yourself a chance to roar. You didn't give yourself a chance to be heard, because automatically you thought that you wouldn't be heard or accepted in the way that you accepted and heard yourself. Because it seemed like whatever you were saying came out as gibberish. People just couldn't understand. People could not comprehend what you were saying despite you speaking clear English. It reminds me of Ever After High. And the two brothers, Giles and... what's the other brother's name? Gregory, or I don't fucking know. Something like that. You'll have to look it up for me, please. Or check it out, And I know that Ever After High, Monster High, these shows, Barbie, like, girl movies, children. Who made them? Adults. And these adults have experienced and seen a lot. Tabe? There are also people who are trying to get rid of stories that need to get out. Either to shape a population or to help guide. And now things can be a guide or a direction for different people. There are certain people who look at something and be like, alright, you're showing me that that's like that. I've learned what I needed to learn from that, and I'm gonna go that way. Then you've also got people who are there and then oh, well then I guess it's supposed to be this way. I guess we're just gonna and I'm not saying that that's wrong, right? Like, everybody has to go in a particular direction to figure out where they actually want to go. There's nothing wrong with that. And trust me, baby, I've been in the same shoes. I want you to know that when I say certain things, and I know that I might sound judgmental, straight to the point, blatant, I'm also saying it. And it's also something that I've thought about, right? Like, the way that I talk, the way that I want to say things, give advice, or da-da-da. It's like, sometimes it's just in a way that I would have not talked, in a way that I would have not wanted to express certain things. And it just made me think of, like, is this because of the way people have spoken to me growing up? Or is this really the way my spirit, or my higher self, or the universe is willing to try and have me convey this message? I think it's both. I think also me being chosen to actually receive what I'm receiving, have been receiving my whole life, was meant for me to be able to be here, sit here, and have the experience, and also visual experience, to be able to say what I need to say in the frequency that I need to say it, with the eyes matching in a particular way. I don't know. I do believe that certain people are very good at saying what they need to say, and like, they don't get distracted like me. Like, it's already 31 minutes and I'm still fucking talking, and I still want to pull another card, like a last card. Actually, like, 2 cards did want to come out, and I think it was this one. Okay, so this is okay, so it wanted to it was like it almost looked like it was galloping onto the Empress. Okay, this is the Knight of Cups here, and this Knight of Cups who is this? Is this somebody? I'm getting that it is somebody, a man with blonde shoulder length hair. I'm seeing somebody with like a beard, but very peachy, floofy, small beard, sort of like around there. I'm sorry, handsome features, blue eyes, and if there's somebody's man, I'm sorry for saying that, but you got him! Slay! You won, mate. He's a very handsome man, and what I'm getting is that he's definitely, like, I wouldn't be saying, when I say handsome, I also mean that the person itself has a handsome personality, and because it's a Knight of Cups, especially because they're coming with a cup, they're coming with like true emotions, they're coming with like what's inside of them, and they want to share that with you. Oh, let me see if I can see someone. Okay, first he had a sword in his hand, and he was like trying to give it to you or hold it up to you, and you're sort of looking at, and then I see a Y. That could be an initial. An initial. That could be an initial, or it could be a sign that you've been seeing. Could be even on your hand. That could be very significant for you. Go look that up, palmistry. Or if you have someone who can read your palm, or if you know how to do that, yeah, then you probably already know what the Y means. Or if you've seen it and you're like, I don't really understand why I keep seeing Y, there's something significant there for you. because also I'm also just looking down and I see that Y is also here. Okay, so what would you like to say? Because we see a sword, you want to give the Empress a sword. It's not really give, but it's like, this is the sword that I'm gonna use to talk to you, because it just stops there and it's like almost like trying to show you, or like you asked about the sword. Let's see, what would you like to say to a beautiful Empress? And like, you know, this Empress could even be you. And I know I said it galloped onto the card as if somebody was actually trying to come at you, but you could be really wanting to do that as well. I mean, look at the Empress, how many flowers she's surrounded by, and look at one flower over there. She's like, I want to give this flower to somebody special. I want to give this flower just like a little token of who I am, and I'm gonna try and find somebody who I can give it to. Could be you, could be them. But what I'm getting is Six of Cups and the Hierophant. Ooh! Six of Cups and the Hierophant. What is this telling me? It's telling me that this is somebody who feels like they know you. Who feels like they know you without even knowing you. I don't know why I keep flipping my hair, but this might be how you might be feeling, okay? Because you might be someone who already knows who this is. You know, especially when I said Y, I also look down here, and I know this isn't a Y, but it's a V, and if you put a line there, it becomes a Y. What does that mean? Yeah. So remember we were talking about flowers, okay? Passion, fire. She's got passion flowers here. So this Hierophant, okay? Because a Hierophant. Wait, give me a second. Okay. For this one, I did want to take the book for. Because I feel guided to. Normally I would friggin' read it, of course. Yes. So there's something about mornings, okay? And why did I do that face? Because morning, like wear black and mourn someone. Which is so interesting that I say that, because it's making me think of this. And it's making me think of, mourning the previous day, in a sense, you know, because when you say good morning, it's like, good morning of the previous day. Or good, you know, it seems like that. Good morning of the previous day. You're mourning the day before. Okay, there's something significant about that. You're mourning the day before because likely something has changed. Something has changed in the way that they think, in the way that they feel, and how you feel. How they see you, how you see them. This can also be astrologically, but like in different realms and different states of mind and states of being, even in your sleep. You might have dreamt of this person once before, or, you know, you might not remember it, and that's okay. But that's what I'm getting. They're like, that's what I'm getting. You know how sometimes you can have dreams, more than one dream, and only remember two? And those ones felt like they were going on for ages and ages and ages. Yeah. And then this is just reminding me of one of those that you forget, and then you get like something that you remember or that is significant to also your physical world, that also helps you connect the dots. But this person is also coming in with a lot of passion because of the passion for flowers. Okay. And these are quite unique flowers. Very circular. They've got very specific patterns. They've got the color blue, similar to blue, purple, crown chakra. Hi. I'm getting this person might have yeah, they might like to wear their hair sort of yeah, like that's maybe the attitude that they have, like they love themselves and they love their hair and they just wear it. I don't know how else to describe it. Okay. Oh. Oké, de hoge priester vertegenwoordigt de onthulling van het heilige in het dagelijkse leven. Dit kan gebeuren via een boodschap, een gids, een sleutel om het heden te lezen. What does that mean? It means that there's either a key, a saying, or something around that lines to unlock something or to give a message. Interesting. So this person might message you. Because I'm also seeing the Knight of Cups here. Genos. Yeah. They're gonna message you. Like, I'm literally seeing the keys as like, oh, unlocking my phone now. Oh, let me just message. What I'm also seeing is that these little alien dudes, they're agreeing. They've got both their eyes sort of looking. They're open. One is even smiling. One is like, oh my god. Like, this might actually be really good for this high priester. You know? Maybe see something different. That's the conversation that I'm getting. Maybe see something different, and maybe we can see something different, or you know, and they'll be happy, and then this other guy is a little bit more preemptive. Is that a real word? Pre-assuming. So he's just chilling. He's like, you know, I'm gonna wait. But this other guy is quite positive. I just got a smell of cardboard and like attic. You might be in the attic. Someone's clearing out an attic. Like looking for boxes. And sorting through things, moving things. It's a pretty attic. And it's very homey and cozy in there. Like, naturally. Like, you almost want to cry. Like, you almost feel like you've returned home. Something, and I don't want to ruin this for people, but something came through and it's like, you might be meeting somebody, or this person is going to talk to you about moving. I got that sound there. Something about moving. Something about also you realizing your bloodline, because that's something we also talked about. Someone that you know in your subconscious. And because our subconscious, our oceans of emotions, it's like our oceans of all of who we are, of our past and our present lives, of our future lives. And this person is giving you a flower. It's also saying, like, I know you like flowers, and I've got something for you. You know, because I noticed your love for these things, and you know, we've been together for some time. I'm getting that, just like in your oceans of emotions, for millennia, for millions of years. And it's like, I finally see you again. Isn't that sweet? I know this seems a bit, but it's also me trying to understand. Yeah. Death card. And we also have the world. Isn't that so beautiful? It's like in every death, you find each other in the world again. In every death, you are always connected. No matter the war within. I do write some poetry. I have been writing for a while, guys, but it's like that little habit that I have that I also don't tell anyone as much, because I've got my art, and my art really, it's, yeah, you know, I don't know. I actually don't know why. Also, that's the thing, like, if you're somebody who also has other hobbies or other things that also keep you busy, but it almost feels like they're also kind of taking away from the time that you could use for something that you've been doing ever since you were a kid, that natural passion, that natural magic that you felt, okay, when you were approached with a page, for example, you just want to write, mate. You don't give a fuck how many pages you're gonna use, you're just gonna write that shit. You already know it's excellent, and it's not like an egotistical da-da-da way. It's just like, I know that whatever is coming out of me, I know it's perfect. I know, because also perfection is not like, you know, what we think perfection is. It's that raw truth. It's that raw emotion, that raw drive, that just will not stop because of some sort of fucking distraction, or you know, I'm getting that you can be somebody who can enter the zone and just work, and it's not work. It doesn't feel like work. It's your love, it's your passion, it's something that you know deep inside of you that you're trying to, you know, that steam, that freaking fire, bro. And it's all under this nurturing energy, this energy of, look at the depth of who we are, of who I am, you know, with all of those petals and all of those layers. Look at what I see. That's why I was mentioning the flower with the eye. You know, after unlathering the petals, and I'm not saying like you physically wanting to destroy a fucking flower, but as the bud opens, all of these layers start to sort of, you know, fall back as well. And inside it, like, you never knew that there was an eye there, an eye that sees and is connected to everything. Because if you see the eye, the fact that I also did this, so third eye, but if you see the eye in that flower, or in this one, in these ones, you see they're also at the center. What's also at the center? The reproductive organs. You have the anther and you have the stigma. Then you go down and then you have the ovary. And then you keep going down and it's the stem. The stem is where the plant connects the part of the flower or the part of the plant to the air, to the surrounding, to the sun, but also connects the plant, this eye, to the water that's coming from the soil that's been there for ages. Water that has been like recycled, gone through the earth, went back out somehow, and through transpiration and everything, and then it goes into the freaking atmosphere, and then in the atmosphere it turns into clouds, and then from the clouds it rains down, and then we breathe it back again, and then we breathe it out, and then it goes back into the tree. It's like, it's something that I've mentioned before in one of my posts on Instagram. Water. Water, 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 water. Water holds memory, baby. And I will keep saying this over and over again. Even in the breath right now. In the charged electric waves. It all influences everything. And hence your oceans of emotions, of you knowing people, you feeling like you know someone, you feeling like you've always known them. It's because in a way you do, okay? In a way you know that you've always crossed paths. It's really beautiful, because what I see here, right, is I see X, which is 10, which also means crossing of paths. And the fact that there are 3 lines here. Remember when I said here, this is like V, but if you add another one here, it becomes a Y. You can do the same here. You can just not make it an X, but like this, and then make it a Y with the extra one. It's like the V is making me think of a fork in the road. And just like a Y, it looks like a road and then a fork. And within this fork, okay, so once you die and you're sort of walking on your path and being like, oh great, where do I go now? Sort of walking on your path, and then you see crossroads and you're like, oh, fuck the crossroads, I'm just gonna fucking keep walking straight. you just gonna walk straight into, I think it's better that I draw this. Excuse me. Right. But then what I'm getting is I'm sorry. It's just something that makes sense, okay? And you just have to be a bit abstract to be able to understand them, mate. And it's bringing me back to math. Me and math. Hey. Growing up, math with me. Math and I. Me and math. Hey. people used to call me as thick as a fucking plank, mate. Right? Make me feel like I can't understand. You know, make it, I don't know. Was it them that was just making it like weird to understand, or was my brain just also not receiving, not wanting to receive? But what I was getting is that this is the why, right? This is the crossroads, and you're walking. Like, oh, what direction do I go? This way or that way? Fuck it, I'm gonna go straight. And it's like, but what do I find when I keep going straight? And it's like this whole space here, and it's like, what is that? And it's like, this is somebody else who decided to go straight. This is somebody else who also was approached by a crossroad and was like, nah, if I can go straight, mate. And then you meet in the middle of this like vortex type thing, because I'm getting that it could be a lot of energy up in here. A lot of energy up in here. And you guys meet there. And it's like that is what this is. A birth. And what's interesting is also that we mentioned the ovary and, you know, the reproductive organs. Because in the world card, we've got a seed that's sprouting. Where did this seed come from? But yeah, it's like that just became the creation of the world, or creation of you guys' world, or it became a connection, okay? Because what I'm also getting is that there might be several of these connections, right? Connecting all of us. Everything. Fuck, I fucked it. Wait. Fucked it up. I didn't fuck it up. Yeah, mate. Okay, you get the gist. But look. And then you got all of these points here. And I really do feel like I want to add 2. But I'm going to do like, I don't know, man. What is it? Is it like one whole dot? Like 2 people make one whole dot and then poof, and then some, you know, a reality forms a... Wow, okay, so multi-dimensional worlds, right? And I know we're 58 minutes in. I still haven't gone yet, but it's important, I feel. But what I was asking is, do these 2 minds, or these 2 energies, entities, spirits, if we look at the universe and how things have a cycle of life, okay? Death, decay, return. Death, decay, return. Or death, decay, be eaten or eat, and then return. It's like... It's like each Y is a person, or an energy within a particular timeline that was affected by another timeline, that they chose to go a different direction. But because they are all connected, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. I haven't. Wow. Okay, so there are fucking 7 sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Never mind. 8, which is really lovely, because that makes a lot of sense. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because it also references something that I drew in one of my other readings. Do I even have it? I've got this one, but it's alright. I gotta take another piece of paper. Okay. If you've seen my other reading, you're probably gonna think this is very familiar. Okay. So if you're interested in pyramids and just like, you know, in a way also thinking about things that we likely also have wondered a lot of the time, but to sit down and to like actually figure it out is something different. What was I saying? Oh yeah. And the fact that I'm acting so cool about this is a bit weird to me, because it's like, what the fuck are you saying? But it's also like, it makes perfect sense. Okay, I'm looking also at this 8 of creation, 8 of wands, magic, creation, manifesting a reality, 8 infinity, 8 bloody sides with 8 different, or with 4 different realms, 4 different timelines that are also affected by other people's timelines affecting yours. And how, like, even if you're on this side, whatever, it's like multi-dimensional, like, my mind will just blow. Like, imagine if this was actually the way the world worked. Let's see if my glasses fall again in a moment that I'm actually saying something smart. Okay, not saying that I'm not saying anything smart right now, and I know I'm touching my hand. That's probably going to make people think like, oh my god, she's touching her hand, so she's obviously not smart, and she's sort of making everything up. If I am making everything up, well, damn. You know, well, damn. Then I'm sorry. You know, at least sometimes I'm trying to give a different perspective. And if not, my perspective is not correct, maybe it might inspire your perspective that might be correct. And it is not for you to be like, it is not correct. And I'm like, baby, it's fine if it's not correct. And if you don't think it's correct, go and figure it out for yourself. And if you look at this drawing and you think that doesn't make any fucking sense, that's okay. If you want, you can even do more research. If you see certain signs, if you see, you know. But this is what I've been noticing, mate. And I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say it the way that it's coming through. Right? What I'm also noticing is that I'm not really fully in trance. I'm not really fully in my, I don't know, channeling sort of emotions right now. But, and it's like, you can't say that because did everything you just say just come out straight from your mind? And I'm like, yeah. You know, don't messages, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I don't even, you know, I don't really want to say much about that actually, because I'm doing this and I'm trying to prove a point. So, in one of my drawings, in my other reading, imagine the globe. Imagine someone is up here and they call the shots on something and they want something to happen. And they shoot a gun. And this bullet travels all around the world, through the deserts, the jungles, the seas, and everything. mountains, and then it's about to reach the person who fucking released the bullet. And it's like, no way, baby, because I cannot die. How is this symbol significant? Because it's the symbol that makes the diamonds. Let me show you. This also reminds me of a rune called Otila. However, it also reminds me of half and infinity. But do you know what's really interesting? Is that if you really wanted to see it properly as an infinity sign, all you have to do is this. All you have to do is cover the other swirlies and then you have an infinity sign, right? It's a bit wonky, it's a bit big on one side, and the other side's a bit small, but it's still there. It means that every one of these infinities, four infinities with infinite multi-dimensional realms and parallels and fucking shit and things and everything, that they merge and meet. My left ear is ringing. They merge and meet inside here. Okay, this is what creates this, I don't know, a big bang, or like, and then like life happens, and then and then it's like you it's like everything around you sort of shifts and changes, and like and then it's like bam, bam, that is a world. Like, what? Okay, it also made me think of Arcane again, and I know I mentioned this in my other reading as well. I don't know if you guys found anything interesting to add to that or something, because I also didn't see any extra comments. I don't want to be that person who asks, please can you give my YouTube a like or subscribe, so that I don't know, so that I obviously see that what information that I'm giving, that it has some type of value. And I just heard somebody say, yeah, but it doesn't have value. And I'm like, okay, for you maybe, for somebody else, likely. Because how the fuck am I sitting here and entering whatever freaking mind state that I'm in, having all of these things inside of me come out of me now? Things that I had never even bothered to sit and realize or to see the pattern in. You know, maybe what I'm saying is true. Maybe. Just because it wasn't based off the fucking shit that we've already... No offense, I don't mean to be like this. Not shit. Okay? The developments that we've made over the past how many years to get to where we are now. Mathematical problems, ways of calculating to understand our reality, our world. You know that mathematician in that one movie, Hidden Figures, I believe? Extremely intelligent, extremely smart. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She could see it in her mind's eye. All of these people, they looked at her and was like, what are you doing, mate? Treated her like, you have that teapot. The fact that I mentioned you have that teapot, the fucking metally teapot, and whilst you guys have a nice one. Nah, mate. At this point, it's not racism. At this point, it's just you not liking somebody. It is jealousy. It is you being approached with somebody who mirrors back to you what you didn't want to see. a truth that you didn't want to see. And those people who did come around you, that did show you these things, you were like, you would suppress them, or no sé qué. There you go, suppress, make them feel small, make them feel like no sé qué, because it also makes you feel powerful in a way. Or it's like, it's an emotion that gives a consequence, and the consequence is somebody feeling like shit, treated like shit because you feel like shit. It's like, we don't have to do this. We all share a brain. The fact that I say we all share a brain, we all have brains, we all have arms, we all have legs, we all have eyes, And for the people who have lost their eyes, I'm sorry. And for the limbs, and for any other mental or physical problems, diseases, accidents that have happened, I'm really sorry. But you're also part of this because you once had them. And if you didn't have them, you have them. And if you don't have them, well, that also structures your brain in a different way, helps you think in a different way. That perspective is valid. But anyways, what I was saying, okay, I was connecting it to that. Because it's like what I was saying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1 infinity, second infinity. 1 infinity, second. 1. And they come together, and in this you have 8, 8, 2, 4, 6. 8, 2, 4, 6. And 8, 2, 4, 6 is equal to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20? Wait, give me a second. 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I was right. This is what I mean. Okay, math to me was built off fear. Math to me was built off fear of failing. Math to me was built off fear of being called stupid. Math to me was built off fear of being called a freaking thick as a plank. Math to me was a fear of, what if I can't do this? What if I can't understand this? I can't understand this. And it was the same every time, every year. Barely scraping by. Because it was like, yeah, I can make it. But why did I never say I can do better? Why did I never say, of course I can do better? Why did I never say, like, of course I can understand? This is exactly what, I was going to say, what some people want. You can be somebody who has the capabilities inside of you. But if self-doubt is even anywhere around the freaking premises, without you having you and your guard dogs to go and chomp, you and your wolves to go and chomp that shit and be like, nah, I'm gonna alchemize you and I'm gonna use you. This doubt is gonna be my fuel, baby. And I will understand it in whatever way that my brain understands it. Just because you want me to understand something in the way that you understand it. Also, brains don't work like that all the time. Some people understand things differently. Some people are more visual. Some people can understand mathematics if visual. Some people can understand other things. I don't know. Maybe they understand math better when it's in music. Maybe they understand math better when it has to do with economics. It also depends on what you're interested in, right? But anyways, 20 is really significant here because why? I'm also asking myself that. What I've noticed is that as you get older, if you're anybody with a bloodline that is known to have abilities, gifts, these traits, and if they have also been suppressed by somebody who is also jealous, that somebody broke a family down because they were jealous. Somebody else took care of them and noticed, y'all are special kids, ain't ya? I'ma treat you like shit so that you always remember who you are. Person who's shit. You will never be able to grow out of that. It's the type of sick mentality some people have. Sick mentality that pollutes our planet because it's inside of people. Sometimes the parasite isn't physical. Sometimes the parasite is completely mental. Sometimes the parasite can travel in the molecules that you speak with a type of fucking intention. But we don't do that on this channel. We're not here for that. If you are somebody who even relates to any of this, thinking differently, just doing it, just putting it on paper, doesn't matter if it might be wrong or stupid or out of this box or like, like fuck it. Fuck it all. Fuck you. Fuck that thought. When I say fuck you, fuck the thought. And it's like, bruh, I'm not bound to this anymore. I'm not bound to feeling like that anymore. I'm not bound to feel like I can only say something when somebody else says, yeah, you're right. And then that's only when you trust yourself. We're not doing that anymore. If you're somebody who has been trying to get back onto your intuition, because maybe you were somebody as a kid who had it strong, shit happened to you that you didn't even realize was done on purpose, so that you can stop. So that you would be hurt in such a way that you would forget. That you'd be in this zombie stage and walk around. No more. 1 and 3, 4. 3 and 5, 8. 5 and 7, 12. 7 and 1, 8. Crazy, dude. We have got the major numbers right here in front of our face. I want to cry, like I've got tears because it just wants to come out. Like, how else can I explain that? How else? Like, I know for the people who are watching this, you understand me. I'm here to find my people. I'm not here to go and trying to, I'm here to try and find the people who understand, who also understand the idea of just being, the idea of just being a fucking person in this world, trying to understand where the fuck we all come from and to do something good with our knowing, with our awareness, not going back into our little hideaway. Something I've been doing, okay, to cope. And it's like, to cope from what? To cope from everything in the past and to cope from what can become. That shift, that death that we were talking about. How is it that also within the circle we have two numbers that repeat, inside and outside? We've got 8, we've got 4. I have circled them, right? 8, 8, 4, 4. This is significant because there's something about people saying 4 realms or 4, why do we also only have power or empower 4 elements, which is fire, water, air, and earth? 4 or 7 continents, okay? 7 continents which remind me of 7 here. Seven continents. 12 for the calendar, but also 12 something about also Barbie right now, 12 dancing princesses. And somebody also talked to me about 12, but I can't really remember what they said. Maybe my glasses will help. They are a bit fucking anyways. And then we have 6 plus 2 is 8. So, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Crazy, bro. It just keeps going. 4 plus 6 is 10. Plus 2, and then we get back to 20 again. And 8 plus 8, 16. And then I feel like it just keeps going. And there's also something about odd numbers and even numbers here that play a significant role. Five and 1, 6. 1 and 5, 6. Seven and 3, 10. 3 and 7, 10. 20. 20. And then 32, because 6 and 6 is 12, plus 10, 32. Okay, and I can't remember now. The Fibonacci sequence, the spiral, is it 32 or 34? Because I also included this in my other reading. Give me a second. Okay, guys, it definitely, in the Fibonacci sequence, one of the spirals eventually equals to 34. Okay, how did I get to 34 in my other one? I think I just added all of the numbers up, because I think I did 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8.